Okay, this is part 2 of the tutorial that is an introduction to spreadsheets from Manchester Adult Education Service. Just to recap, last time we looked at some of the basic layout, that each cell can be a calculator, calculating values within itself, or calculating values by referring to other cells. Calculations are built in the formula bar at the top, referring to each of the values, and the answer is given in the cell that you've chosen to be the calculator once you press enter. So in this video we're going to move on to adding text, finding functions, and just a little bit of help to save some time. If a spreadsheet only had calculations in it, it would be pretty confusing. So we can add text into any cell just by selecting the cell and starting to type. Let's work on a practical example. So I'm typing in here my week, and we'll do a simple list of some things that might happen during a week and things that we can do calculations on. So I'm going to put the days here, so Monday, Tuesday, and I'll just fill it in down there to save some time. And across the top I'm going to put some things you might spend money on, so some categories here. Shopping, etc. And we can change the appearance of how the text looks in each of these cells. I'll just ungrey this area at the top so you can see the formatting tools. They're very similar to the ones you'll find in Microsoft Word. If you want to find out more about formatting, have a look at our video on formatting. Next, let's move on to adding maths functions. I'm using Excel, but they are very similar in any spreadsheet. I'm just going to put some numbers into this area here to save some time, just random numbers that we can use for our calculations. And then we can start to ask questions of these numbers. Like, how much did we spend on Monday? And where would you expect to see the answer to that? Have a look and see which cell you would choose. Probably this one, because it's at the end of the row. That cell is F3. So we select F3 to be our calculator. In Excel, there is an FX button that you can use to simplify creating formulas. The most common function is sum, where you can add, subtract, multiply, and divide. To insert a sum, you just click OK, and then you're met with the function arguments box. Spreadsheets often work out what we want to do, so check what's written in here. This one is saying sum the contents from B3 to E3, so add everything that's in those cells. Does that make sense? You can check it by looking at the range, B3 to E3, or by looking at the numbers that are in those cells. These will help you check. And if it all looks right, then click OK. When you click OK, you still see the formula at the top, but only the result is shown in the cell you're using as a calculator. If things look wrong in the function arguments box, then you can edit them by just deleting what's in there and adding your own formulas. You can even add extra operations. For instance, here you could add 7 to the number in that range, or take something away, and you can completely make your own calculations. And so how it looks is dependent on your formatting skills, how it works is dependent on your maths skills. Finally, let's look at how we can save some time. Many spreadsheets can replicate. That means they can spot a series developing and automatically add the next in the series. This is how it works. I'm going to start a series. 1, 2, it's obvious what comes next. Drag to select the series and then find the very bottom handle with the black cross and drag that to make the series continue. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When you let go, it just fills in the numbers. And the same will happen with other things. So mun, chew, what comes next? Select the series and drag the bottom X to complete the series. And of course it works both ways, horizontally and vertically. Even more helpfully, replicate works on formulas, and you only need to put in one formula for it to know what's going on. I haven't put the formula in here, so quickly to the FX button, sum, and check the range, say OK, and then drag the formula across and it replicates for the other categories. If you've just watched this video straight through, then it's a good idea to go back and take each step, pausing the video, try it yourself, and then move on. I hope this tutorial's been helpful. We've made quite a few ICT help videos, so do have a little fish around. And I'll say goodbye for now.